Guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mistonia's Hope, continuing the ending of Lucas's route. So we're going to finish up and get our astray ending. Not the ashtray ending. Oh my god. Yeah. So I like that Atomic Kitten put a little note by the astray end. Bad end, question mark? This isn't a bad end. So I'm very curious as to what happens in this, so she doesn't think it's a bad end. You know? But anyway. So we say, I do. Yes, I do. I will risk my life and put my everything into these activities. Oh, this is when we were, obviously, Leonardo's pretending to be the Blue Robin. What if I tell you to kill the queen? I can do that. Uh-huh. Really? You never killed before, have you? You talk fierce and all, but can you act on those words? His doubt got on my nerves. No one could understand my resentment and despair, not even the anti-royalists. Of course I can. If I had the chance, I'd kill the queen this very moment. I won't let her off the hook, even if she bawls an apology. I'll never forgive her for killing my people. Never! Without thinking, I revealed the ardent fury within me. Leonardo looked startled. It's interesting because that you got points for something. Okay, you made your opinion clear. Well then, as our new member... Before he could finish, shadowy figures suddenly lunged into the back alley. Okay. And then Lucas and everybody come to our rescue. Okay, we're talking about... Okay, so I just want to see what's going on here, because the ending happens before any other choices. Now, I don't remember if that actually, I think, is the last choice we have. Here we go. The Astray. That night, I considered what to do from now on in my room, and I'm sorry if you can hear my washing machine. I decided I needed to wash some of my clothes and stuff. They've just had them sitting there in pile. Like, I have so much fucking laundry to do. And I was like, I should do it before we lose power for several days, maybe. I really hope that I'm preparing and I don't lose power at fucking all, but like, holy shit. Just so I can wash some big, heavy sweaters and things that were like in the laundry to get washed, just in case I need to wear 42 layers. So I was like, let's do that. So that night I considered what to do from now on in my room. The Blue Robin turned out to be something Lucas and Riley started. And Lucas had been involved in the tragedy of Elbeek. He used the fire of Will-O-Wisp to trap the villagers in one place. Why didn't my hands move? Why couldn't I kill Lucas on the spot? Lucas was one of the targets for my revenge that I'd been searching for. I had the perfect chance, but I hadn't been able to kill him. I said that killing a man who already wanted to die was meaningless, but it was just an excuse. I can't find it in me to fully hate Lucas. I can't take that one critical last step. I've been surviving all this time for the sole sake of making the culprits pay, telling myself I can't die until then. What now? My family was dead, my village razed. For 8 years I detested the people involved and forced myself to march forward. Suddenly, Leonardo's words crossed my mind. Then who do you think created such a society of misfortune? The Queen. Right, the Queen. She was the root of all evil that tore my life apart. My plan had always been to take down that woman above all else. My goal aligned with the anti-royalists. That Blue Robin's obviously a fake. The Yard cut things short, but was that ceremony truly meant to assemble anti-royalists? There were still many unknowns about Leonardo and his fellows, but I decided to quit the pessimism and get to doing what I ought to do. In any case, I can't stay in this estate anymore. I have to leave. I gathered my belongings and snuck out before daybreak so Lucas would be none the wiser. I left the Sullivan estate and after much contemplation decided to see Goneril first. As I walked down the night street that was deathly silent, I sensed someone tailing me. I hear footsteps. Am I imagining things? No, those are definitely footsteps behind me. Someone's following me. Alfred? I didn't know who it was, so I needed to lose them as soon as possible. Just as I began sprinting, one shadow, then another emerged from a street corner to block my way, or not. I turned around. A whole group was behind me. I was surrounded. Who are you people? What do you want from me? No one replied to my question, but one tall man marched forward from the group of shadows behind me and closed the distance. Okay, this might be Alfred then. Yeah. My eyes widened as I got a good look at the person before my eyes. It was Alfred. My apologies for approaching you in this manner, and there's something I wish to discuss. Marrying you? See, when she says things like, this isn't a bad end, I'm like, do we fall in love with Alfred? But the weird thing is when you choose I do, for Leonardo, you got that little, feather and I can't remember because the little icon for bonus points for Alfred or points for Luke, I can't remember what their little symbols were. You know what I mean? I just know that was points for something, so I'm like, did we just abandon Lucas for Alfred? Are we gonna wait, bad ending is a throuple ending? Because that's not bad. That's great. That's the best ending. Anyway. How, Lord Alfred? Pardon me, but whatever are you doing in a place like this? Stifling my surprise, I kept up appearances as best I could. Alfred's lips curled into a thin smile. No need for charades anymore, Spacey. What? I know that you're a survivor of Elpbeak, the daughter of House Randolph, and that the Queen was searching for. I considered feigning ignorance, but quickly realized the futility. His tone was all conviction. The cat was out of the bag. It's not nearly as dramatic as the way we, revealed ourselves to you in your route. Oh, so much better. Are they going to arrest me and hand me over to the Queen? I can't let that happen. Seizing my knife, I swung it out and held it at the ready. Then I paused, recognizing one face among the shadows. Wait, Leonardo? I raised my voice on reflex. Leonardo grinned cheerfully at me like the child he was. Things got rough last night, but you prioritized getting me away, didn't you? Thanks! Allow me to voice my gratitude as well. Thank you for saving my comrade. Leonardo grinned at Alfred as if they were close as brothers. I hadn't expected these two to be connected and was struck speechless. Then, could it be the Blue Robin that Leonardo mentioned is this group? Indeed. We were only borrowing that name. It appears that you guessed as much, but we're an anti-royalist organization. Alfred's an anti-royalist? My impression of him was a calm, collected, and conservative man. That he had ideas of revolution blindsided me. I ordered Leonardo to impersonate the Blue Robin, so that we could come into contact with you and invite you into our ranks. Your ranks, you say? Now that I thought about it, Leonardo seemed like he'd been waiting for me that day. If they'd planned this from the beginning, it made sense. If I approached you myself from the start, you'd likely have been too wary to believe me. That was why I chose such a tactic, but someone got wind of it and contacted the Yard. If everything went as planned, I would have verified your intentions on that new moon night before inviting you to join us. Then, were you the one who summoned Lucas there? Yes, I received a last-minute report that the Yard was on the move. Calling him for added assurance turned out to be the right decision. Now that I learned who Lucas's acquaintance was, I understood why he'd been so evasive about the informant's identity. So he only got away because of Alfred's interference? His manipulation leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Why did you choose to go against the Queen? And why make me your comrade? I can't see how this benefits you. Does he want to overthrow the Queen and take over the country? No, considering his status, there are countless easier methods for that. I'd like to make it clear. I do not act on a personal vendetta. I act for our country's people. Albion has no future under the Queen. There's only ruin if we continue to turn our backs on the vulnerable. The collapse of our country has already begun, but the upper class refuses to take heed. Those are fucking... those words... very true. Our goal is to make the Queen abdicate and create a nation that doesn't rely on the power of Fae. What I want you to do is become the leader of our organization. I'm sorry, what now? This is a turn of events. I could do was tilt my head quizzically. Leader? Why me? Alfred quietly lifted a finger to point at me before looking straight into my eyes. You are the eldest daughter of House Randolph, and the one and only vessel for the Queen. Your status is our greatest weapon. I was a survivor of the Randolph household, my path disastrous due only to the Queen. As her vessel, the cause of the tragedy, was I a fitting antithesis? As her vessel, the cause of the tragedy, was I a fitting antithesis? Okay, no. So, you're telling me to become a symbol? To invigorate the anti-royalists? Not just a mere symbol. You should be capable of absorbing the Queen's powers. For a moment, I couldn't process Alfred's words, but as my thoughts caught up, my hand holding the knife trembled. Whoa, wait a minute. Are you gonna, okay, we're gonna go fight the Queen, I'm gonna absorb her power, and then I'm gonna be the new Queen? That ain't that bad. Sure, we don't get to be just a happy little secretary with Lucas, but we get to have our power and status back. And I'm just going to say that then all of the 5 houses will bow down to me, and that sounds really kinky and fun. And I mean, I could be okay with this. That's the harem ending. It's Tuesday. Alfred should be here. Who's got Wednesday? No, okay, maybe we could spin this into something really great if that's the way it goes. It's fun. Absorb the Queen's powers? That's possible? Correct. The blood of your Ainzel ancestor is strong within you. It's only possible for someone like you. Of course, no one has absorbed any pure phase power before, so this is, in the end, speculation based on my extensive research. I like how they just said extensive research this time instead of archival research, but otherwise, same shit, different day. My pulse raced. Not even in my wildest dreams would I have fathomed this. If his words were trustworthy, then this was a valid path. But this man is a target of my revenge as well. He's Lucas's accomplice, which means that I can't take everything at face value. Naturally, he saw through my inner conflict, but Alfred didn't waver, as if he were certain that I would accept his offer. You seek revenge against the Queen, don't you? Our interests align. I believe a partnership is mutually beneficial. It's true that our goals match, but his methods are forceful, and he acts as if he can see through everything. I can't put my trust in someone who surrounds a lady one-sidedly to persuade her. Alfred let out a small chuckle, as if to say that even this was within expectations. I apologize for my etiquette. You're right. If you're to be my comrade, your vigilance is also a boon to me. Then how about this, Spacey E. Randolph? Let us make a deal. I know a way to dispel Lucas's suffering altogether. My heart skipped a beat again. I didn't expect to hear his name from Alfred's lips. What a strange proposal. What does that have to do with me? I sneered coldly to distract from any cracks in my composure. Alfred, however, ignored my question and continued on. Lucas wants to become a pure fae. It's practically common knowledge. But no one can grant him that wish, not even the Queen herself. I imagine it's the same for the Fae King, though I've heard only rumors. In other words, Lucas's wish will never be realized. However, it's possible to deal with the root from which this desire stemmed. Alfred took a silver ring from his pocket. It was decorated simply with a vine pattern, equal parts rustic and intricate. This is an exorcism ring. Of all the Spriggan descendants, I'm the only one capable of crafting it. Spriggans can infuse ore with their powers and boost the ability of the Fae that wears the item made from it. With this ring, it should be possible for Lucas to vanquish the lingering attachments of his brothers. You knew? You knew about his torment? When you consider the man's past and the rumors exchanged between servants, it's an obvious deduction, especially once you've read stories of his ancestors. Old records state that select members of the Will-O-Wisp clan were antagonized by obsessions of relatives and chose to end their own lives. Chose to end their lives? That's awful. If Lucas were to be driven even more into a corner than he... Wait. If Lucas were to be driven even more into a corner that he chose that outcome, just the possibility crushed my heart. The ache was a sharp wake-up call. I'd grown to love that man, and I resented myself for it. You haven't answered my question. Why should I make a deal for Lucas's benefit? He's a target of my revenge, mind you. I intentionally scoffed, but Alfred's subdued tone never wavered.
You should know better than anyone. Furthermore, though he had a hand in the incident, it wasn't by choice.
What do you mean?
Did you really think a man like him would willingly assist in annihilating a village simply because the Queen ordered him?
The Queen holds absolute authority over the 5 houses. It wouldn't be strange for... All the verve abruptly drained out of my voice. Alfred's point seeded doubt in my mind again. Lucas doesn't like people, that much is true. But he's kind. I learned that while I worked for him. Plus, he was so distressed earlier.
It seems you've realized it doesn't match up.
Then tell me, what did happen?
The Queen placed a forceful compulsion on Lucas, which activated the day of the fire.
What? Why would she do that?
He'd pretended to go along with the plan, but was scheming to help your household flee to safety. Unfortunately, the Queen took notice. She anticipated it and made the first move ahead of time, so he would carry out her orders without fail.
That means Lucas didn't actually betray my brother. Then, are you saying that Lucas only used his power that day because of the Queen's compulsion?
I am. I only learned of this truth after the fact, from the Queen herself, as she lamented that she didn't get her hands on you. His body moved in spite of his wishes. He was a helpless puppet.
That's horrifying. The Queen... What a vile, disgusting woman! My loathing toward the Queen soared to new heights, but almost like a balance, a spark of hope lit up in my heart. Lucas hadn't cooperated because he'd wanted to. He must have thought that explaining wouldn't change anything. But if I could have heard it from Lucas himself instead of Alfred... It was too late for these woes. I'd already pushed Lucas away and rushed out of the Sullivan estate.
Well, it probably doesn't matter what kind of reasons he had. It's undeniable that your family was killed, after all.
Oblivious to the discord in my heart, Alfred commented dispassionately. I couldn't read him. Do you have proof to back up your statements? I've suspected that you're one of the targets of my revenge as well. He was the one who whispered accomplice. As a 5 houses noble, he must have been involved. To my surprise, he admitted it readily.
Proof? I just shared what I heard from the Queen the night it happened. To put it another way, I played a part as well.
I knew it. That means it's even more challenging for me to trust you. So many emotions swirled within me now. Hope for Lucas, disdain for the man before me, that my mind and body couldn't focus on just one. I tightened the grip on my knife. Alfred glanced down at the movement, but soon he gazed at me with determination.
Right now I stand here as an anti-royalist. If you agree to join us, I promise I'll tell you the full truth after everything is over. If you still find me unforgivable after that, do what you wish with my life. But only after we finish overthrowing the Queen.
Now that's rather convenient for me. If I can take your word for it, that is.
You still doubt? But you don't have the option of refusing anymore.
Quietly, Alfred offered a hand to me.
I've already notified all members of my organization of your identity. They'll chase you to the ends of the world to make you the leader of their cause.
Even if I defeated everyone surrounding me now, I would still be chased. And if the chase were long, the other 5 houses would hear of my existence. Our goals are the same. If I accept his deal, I gain an opening to take my revenge against the Queen and Alfred, and a chance to help Lucas. My answer is clear. I relaxed my stance and put down my knife. You appall me. You could have just said you were forcing me to join from the beginning.
I had hoped that you'd agree of your own will. I wish to move as peacefully as I can, but I'm afraid waiting is just no longer possible.
I didn't have a choice. The only path left for me was to join forces with Alfred. Collaborating with anti-royalists, it wasn't a bad option. Judging from his speech, at least, Alfred was serious about turning me into a uniting symbol for his efforts. I find it very funny Okay, total random side note, tangent. That Alfred's clown ending was only like 20 minutes. Or like actually it was like 40 minutes. So it was only 40 minutes. It wasn't the full like thing, but I'm like, but I feel like Lucas's bad endings are both going to be long as fuck. Like I guess with Alfred's they were like, "Ah, well," and then she just went killed everyone and then watched her die. Like it only took like cuz I'm like, we're 20 minutes in already and we've only discussing with Alfred. So like, damn, we got a long way to go. Like they put a lot like I mean, they put a lot into these endings anyway, but I do just find it funny that like my brain was just like, huh, Alfred's like clown ending was like so much shorter compared to Lucas's if you think about it. Like it's a 20-minute difference. Now that it had come to this, I'd use all resources available to me. I would dedicate everything to my revenge. Very well, I accept your deal. But if you're going to place me on a pedestal, that puts me above you, too. I had no intentions of giving him all the leverage. Instead of shaking his outstretched hand, I offered the back of mine. I could practically hear the gasps of Alfred's posse. Alfred himself was stunned for a moment, then.
I see. I had an inkling ever since I saw you working at Bernstein, but it seems that you have quite an unyielding spirit.
Oh my, did you hope for a lady that would passively go along with everything you say?
No. Pardon my rudeness. It appears I've underrated you.
Alfred took my hand and reverently pressed his lips against it. I like this. We're like, kiss my ring, like, on your knees. He's gonna do it. I'm here for this. Can we become the new queen and, like, make all of them bow down to us? Because I'm here for that.
Our blazing symbol, our trump card. I ask that you lend us your power.
I will. But don't get the wrong idea. We're individuals working together for separate goals. Our collaboration will eventually end. Don't forget the ring for Lucas and my revenge on you due after all this. Don't you dare forget them. Alfred nodded solemnly. As I looked at him, my heart went to Lucas. Yeah, but how can you not, like, fawn over this man? Look at him. Look at him. He's even wearing his pretty show pony ribbons. I've been trying very not hard not to stare, but I can't help it. I love him so much. Lucas, nothing changes that you assisted the perpetrators. But now I can't blame you for it, nor do I want to. At the very least, I'll do what I can for you as my brother's kind and lonely friend. My thoughts were a mess as I numbly followed where the others led. Other side. Ooh, now we're here. I guess we're Lucas? Yeah. Damn it. Where did she go? Wheezing for breath, I ran around the streets of Rowan, searching for the girl who'd vanished without a trace for a second time. This morning, Spacey hadn't shown up no matter how long I waited. When I finally checked her quarters, her room was deserted. Maybe this is the natural outcome considering how last night went, but I don't want to part with her like this. I'd planned on having a proper conversation with her when morning arrived, thinking that both of us would have calmed down by then. Panic flashed through my mind. Even if I did find her, would I only cause her more trouble? I'm her mortal enemy. There's no way she'd ever forgive me. She obviously doesn't want to see me. I know that the Queen was manipulating me back then, but even so, my sin is too heavy. Her hatred was natural. I needed to leave her be, give her peace. Chasing her was useless. That was what I told myself, but my feet refused to stop. They refused to stop looking for Spacey. There's something I have to tell you. Oh. When I first met you, you were immediately familiar to me. I realized you resembled Riley. It was around the time you came to the Sullivan estate. I found the photo Riley gave me and discovered you were his sister. I like how we're going through the CG flashbacks. At first I was terrified. I was terrified that my crime had manifested in front of my eyes. That fear consumed my thoughts. But as I grew to know you, I learned how much warmth and happiness you brought. Seriously, what the fuck was that? Sounds like something fell. You were dependable, but also worryingly impulsive.
When you did act your age, showing unadulterated honesty, I couldn't resist. I smiled every time. If that unjust tragedy never happened, you'd be leading a happy life with your family. Whenever I thought that, my chest ached. I'd always be one of the criminals who smashed your happiness to pieces.
If the tragedy had never happened and we'd been living a happy life with our family and then somehow we're still playing this game where the plot was different, but like, oh, we're a member of the five houses and we have to marry someone from one of the five houses, we'd be the standard Otome main character is like, I'm like cute and naive and everyone is amazing and awesome and I just have faith in everyone, and we wouldn't be half as good of a main character is all I'm saying. Like, listen. Standard main like MCs are fine. There's a range. They're in a range of like some of them you're like, no. And then other ones you're like, you know what? I mean, for being like a sappy little dandelion, she's fine. She's actually cool for like whatever. But they are always very naive and innocent and a little derpy and like, you know what I mean? Even if they have sometimes they have some sass, which is nice, but they generally all fit in that bubble, in that Venn diagram of like, you know, you're like, wow, you're like a little ray of sunshine and everybody is awesome. And even the stabby ones are like, I'm sure he has a better side to him. And you're like, girl, no, he trash. Okay, he trash. It's okay. We're going to fall in love with him anyway. But I just want you to recognize he's trash. And it's okay to be attracted to trash. Don't try to justify. I mean, to be fair, the trash always does have like a heart of gold inside. But you know what I mean? But you can't. But we know that. We know that. But she's supposed to be like, no, he's trash. And then you find the heart of gold and go, oh, underestimated you. Okay. You know what I mean? It's different as the player. But like, you know what I mean? So we'd be that character. We'd be kind of like basic as fuck. All right? Which, again, I don't hate a majority of the main characters that we have in games, but they're basic as fuck and they're all pretty much standard. And she is a breath of fresh fucking air where she is like, I'll fucking kill you. And then she's still a little stabby and she's like, I love you, but I'm going to torture you a little bit because I'm still a little pissed about it. And you're like, I love it. You know what I mean? Like she's fighting with herself with like, I love you, but I want to stab you and I don't kiss you, kill you. I don't know right now. And it's like, I love it. It's good. You know, she's got more spunk and feist and fire. So like, I appreciate that, Lucas, unfortunately you killed my family just so that we had this game as opposed to like, hi, I'm an innocent girl. I know nothing of the world. And like, I'm supposed to find a husband here. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm sure would have been better than that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay. All right. Little like social butterfly dandelion over there is just like everybody's husband, you know? The basics. I'm glad she ain't basic. It's fun. Okay? And again, in the scheme, depending on the scheme of the Otome game, some of them you're like, no, I totally get why she's like this. And other ones you're like, could they not have made her so fucking stupid? Like, depends on the game. But this game, no, she needed to be this way. We needed this game, Lucas. We needed her to not be happy so that we had some fire. You know what I'm saying? So, good for us. Anyway. So, thanks for being puppeteered by the queen and killing our semantics. I know that there's nothing I can do for you. I'm not worthy either. Even so, I can't fight it. You love me, I know, sweetie. A few days had passed. I was staying in the Cresswell estate to study domestic policy in the organization to which I now belonged. I'd contacted John about the developments. He was livid about Alfred's actions, but he at least approved of our alliance.
Here's this month's report. Look through it.
Are we gonna okay, can we just kill the queen and get to it? We don't need the diplomatic in between. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, a little bit maybe, like, okay, we're here, we're doing this, we're preparing, kill the queen. You really do have members scattered everywhere, huh? It's hard to fathom that they're able to investigate such minute changes in the city. As I reached to accept the documents from Alfred, my elbow knocked my brother's book off the desk.
A mystery novel. Is this yours?
As Alfred picked it up, a single piece of paper which had been wedged between the pages fluttered out. Wait, that's... It was a page filled with numerical code that was stashed in the novel like a bookmark. Alfred retrieved the paper from the ground and hummed with comprehension right away.
123, 24, 52, 15, 6. Ah, a book cipher.
Wait, you can read this code?
It's a simple one to decipher, provided you have the code book.
Code book?
The number represents the page number, line number, and letter number from the book that serves as the key. It's simple if you have the right book. Otherwise, it's indecipherable.
Then Riley and Lucas didn't just use this novel as inspiration. It had a practical use. I've been curious about this code since I saw it, but with so many things happening, I never dedicated time to studying it. I can't quite remember where this one split off from the main path, but I thought in the main route, she figured it out and knew what the code was. Or did they just leave it as she knew? I mean, that might have been something she figured out later, and this ending jumped before that, you know? So these codes must be lines of conversation exchanged between the two. I should try deciphering it later. Voicing my gratitude, I accepted the paper from Alfred and focused on my work. That night I used the method Alfred taught me and promptly decoded each message. The characters here are O-U-R. Our code word is Robin. Sounds childish. It's definitely Riley who wrote the first message. The second one's Lucas. They'd even written dates next to each reply. They must have encrypted short messages for each other almost every day. I'm sick of tests. Threw mine away. I want to see my sister. You're obsessed. The humorous, trifling messages painted a picture of their enjoyable school life and Blue Robin days. A smile crept onto my lips. This is actually cute, though, her deciphering it. However, as I made more progress, the mood gradually shifted. Look after my sister. Why me? This must be an exchange just before we had to leave for Eltbeek. The lines of code ended with a message from my brother. The Blue Robin lives on in us. They really were good friends. Lucas, you tried to save Riley. Save all of us. I knew it. I knew you were kind. I gingerly traced the code with my fingertips. Cock Robin who loved the taste of freedom. Robin Hood who wasn't bound by conviction. They were two Robins I loved with all my heart. For a long while I sat there, staring at the messages as if they were still here with me. Oh, going back to Lucas, okay. Okay, I thought they were going to go on and on and on with it, but it was just a brief scene to show that. That's fine. But you know what I mean? Because, sometimes they put... I don't know why. I don't know why right now it's like they put too much into the endings. It's just me. It's just right now. It's just right now. I don't know what it is. Let it go, space. Jesus. But, it's kind of like when they're this is going back and forth, okay, she's figuring that out, he's searching, going back, this I understand because it's adding to it, to whatever the ending's gonna be, and they didn't do bad. They did end it pretty fast, the battle with the queen, but the original ending, the battle with the queen was quite fucking long. Fine, that's the original it needs that depth, but we didn't need to rehash it again. But I feel like Alfred's was almost similar. I don't know if his battle with the queen was as long as Lucas's in this, but I don't know. I don't know what it is right now. I think, honestly, seriously, what it is, because I know, okay, we're at the end, 35 minutes in. Oh my God. And we got an after story to read, and that's got some... It's not that at all. It's literally just, I think I have too much anxiety inside of me right now thinking about the potential winter storm and holy shit, if I lose power for days, and what am I going to do? And oh my God, I can't record anything, and then I can't play my games, I can't do anything. And then just not having power for days, and the bird's going to be cold, and it's going to be freezing as fuck, and all of that, that's just so inside of me that I can't just sit and chill out and enjoy right now recording. I am enjoying it, don't get me wrong, but there's still the oh my God, are we going to get to the ending? And it's okay, simmer down. Why am I rushing it? It's fine. We have electricity right now. We can record the games. It's totally fine. Like, it's fine. Shit happens. And like, but I think it's just my brain's on like, ah! So I can't, no, don't do that. Okay, there is a jump to next section. That answers that question that I asked in the last part and I couldn't remember. You know what I mean? And it's just, I just need to like chillax and let it go and we just enjoy. And if this part's an hour and 20 minutes, it's an hour and 20 motherfucking minutes. Who cares? It's not lunchtime. I don't have to worry about it, you know? I did have to worry about it last time and I did record the full hour and I was like, shit, I'm like, we got started late in the middle of lunch, but people took a long meeting before lunch and were talking forever and went into lunch. And then it was like, we need a meeting after. And I was like, if they invite me to that meeting after and I'm not fucking there, like, you know what I mean? They did not, thank God. So cool. Didn't matter. But still. Anyway, again, the next day, I rushed about the streets of Rowan in search of Spacey. I've looked everywhere, but I still haven't found her. Is there a chance she left Rowan? Did you just try to attack me? Don't you attack me. You be nice. You be nice. You be nice, or I'm not going to keep you warm if we lose power. You better hope we don't. You better hope I'm panicking for nothing. We should have given you a break 2 seconds ago, but you didn't need a break until literally right now. Jerk. Anyway, I contacted Edward too, but he said that she hasn't returned to the Bernstein estate either. Where in the world did she go? All right, you gotta go potties. Thank you, good boy. Lucas's elder brother. Oh, she hates you now, right? The woman will never ever come back again. Oh, this is because his brother, he's still being tormented by him. Lovely. Her mortal enemy, you killed her family. She thinks you're a disgusting murderer. Kinda, sorta, but not really. We know. Lucas, you poor thing. Boo! Looky here, it's a murderer! Ugh, shut up! I could usually tune out their voices, but the shrieks of my brother's obsessions were now unbearable. If I reacted, it'd only get worse. Suddenly a child emerged from the other side of the road. When our eyes met, he walked over. Sorry, I had to fix my bra straps. The bird's like, the fuck are you doing under your shirt? Don't attack my headset! Hey, you! You're Lucas Sullivan, aren't you? And you are? Here's a letter for you. It's from space. What? Wait, you... As soon as the letter had left his hands, the child skipped away too fast for me to chase. A letter. Curses, where are you right now? Spacey. After reading the letter, I immediately retraced my steps to the Sullivan estate. Once I arrived, I stormed straight to that room. Let's meet in the storage room of the Sullivan estate. That was all she'd written in the letter. I raced through the corridors and slammed open the door. There she was, Spacey, waiting for me like the message said. She was silent as a doll, smiling softly. We hadn't seen each other for only a few days, but it felt like years. Spacey! Her eyes stared straight into mine. They were steady, unwavering. She looked as if she'd made a pivotal decision and was set on seeing it through. I was seized with the urge to grab her shoulders, embrace her, but I forced it down. You... Don't suddenly rush out and worry me like this. No, my bad. I know that it was the natural thing to do in your position. But do you have anywhere to go? I heard that you weren't even in Bernstein the last couple of days. Where do you plan to go? No, I didn't mean to blurt out unimportant trash like this. I came here to say farewell. Wait, please wait. There's something I have to tell you. She pressed her fingers to my lips, gently but firmly stopping me from finishing my sentence. Don't say anything, Lucas. No matter what words you have for me, I know they'll only sadden me. Because I can't turn back anymore. Saying that wistfully, she took my left hand and slid a silver ring onto my finger. Oh, it's like we're getting married, but not. What? Instantly, my world transformed. I do like seeing like, this, because every route, like every ending, we've given him the ring and he's been like, oh my God, they're gone. I kind of like seeing it from his perspective, except for all you get is, ah, from the brothers. But still, it's kind of interesting seeing it from his perspective of like, they're gone, you know? Instantly, my world transformed. I think I read that. That haze, my brother's obsessions, which had followed me tenaciously for years, faded away. What is this? What's going on, Spacey? It's a present from my brother and me. Today's the last time. I won't ever see you again. Lucas, please find happiness. I'm sure that's what Riley wishes. And it's my wish, too. Spacey! She gently shoved me to the side to leave, and I pathetically stumbled backwards. I wasn't able to chase after her this time. It was as if my feet had been stitched to the ground. Her eyes, always burning with her brilliantly strong will, expressed her intent better than words. Never again would she smile by my side. How is this? I'm very confused because, like, right now I'm like, it doesn't seem very, like, I mean, it's a bad ending, obviously, but it doesn't seem very good. And, like, Atome Kitten put in the note, like, this is a bad ending? I'm curious as to where that's going to come into play because right now it doesn't feel so great. I'm too late. Listen, please, I love you or my heart. The precious words I never got the chance to say fell to the ground with my choked sobs, never to reach her. They melted into the crimson rug and vanished for good. The end. I'm just kidding. A week had passed since I bade my final farewell to Lucas. This one's for Edward. This one's for Linus. I wasn't thinking about anything in particular as I single-mindedly moved my pen. Each card got the same insincere message. I would be delighted if you could attend.
Do you truly have no regrets about this?
Before I knew it, Alfred, who I thought was out drinking tea, was standing by my side and gazing over my shoulder. Oh my, cold feet. It's a bit late now. Not to mention that you were the one who proposed it.
Yes, though it's admittedly a little forceful, this is the most ideal method. That said, I assumed you would reject it.
It doesn't matter now. I decided to accomplish my revenge through you. Half measures are worthless.
And the other households will be astonished. It's rather sudden.
Right. We've never been seen conversing casually, so I hope it won't rouse suspicion. Are we getting married to Alfred right now?
Simply claim we met in secret. Certainly conceivable when it comes to romantic matters. You should be able to convince them.
Oh! Oh! Oh, that is what's happening. We're like not going to get our vengeance on the queen yet. We're setting it up, but it's basically going to be like this is the bad ending because we're basically now going to pretend we're in love with Alfred. So we basically route hopped? Okay, maybe that's why she said it's not a bad ending. Does she love Alfred as much as I do? A pair whose love blossomed through midnight trysts away from prying eyes. It's so cliche. Very soon I would marry Alfred. Of course, it wasn't for love. Oh my God! It was a move that would make me public knowledge among his group as as a uniting symbol, boosting their morale. It was also a good excuse to explain my partnership with Alfred. This was a contract established for the sole purpose of defeating the Queen. Lucas, I wonder what you'll think. It's gonna kill him. No, stop. There's no point entertaining such fruitless thoughts. This is the path I chose. I mean, I ain't mad about marrying Alfred, because I'm here for that, absolutely. But at the same time, my heart is like, poor Lucas, but he loves us and we love him, and that hurts. No.
Is that the last one? If you've finished writing them, I shall summon the butler.
Oh, give me one moment. In the invitation for Lucas, I slipped the card I'd written last night before sealing it. There was no turning back now. As that truth sank in, I handed the envelope to Alfred. I wonder if she put like a secret message. I'll always love you.
Oh my god. Spacey and Alfred are getting married? An elegant envelope, apparently an urgent matter, was delivered earlier in the day. When I unveiled its contents, I couldn't believe my eyes. No matter how many times I read it, the writing doesn't change. So, it's real? I had the urge to tear the paper to pieces. I was living in a nightmare. Enclosed with the invitation was a card from Spacey, which only read, "I would be delighted if you could attend." Meanwhile, reading between the lines of Alfred's card told me that she'd become the leading symbol of the anti-royalists. Is he planning on using her for his own ends? Likely it was the same for her. She planned on using that scoundrel's organization to take revenge on the Queen. At least Lucas has figured it out. He ain't stupid. Ugh, don't screw with me. What the hell? Can't it be me? Can I do nothing for you? I scoffed at myself. Of course I couldn't do anything for her. She despised me. Oh, no, she loves you. That's the part that hurts. Maybe she wanted to wipe our time together from her memory as soon as possible. But I cast my eyes down at the ring she gave me and its dull gleam. I hadn't taken it off once. Alfred must have crafted this and infused it with his Spriggan powers. That must be how those guys finally dissipated. I highly doubted that man would give such a valuable item without asking for anything in return. In that case, had Spacey gone out of her way to secure this ring for me? She hates me, so why did she give me this? Her smile flashed through my mind. It would never be within my reach ever again. Why? I still don't even know your feelings for me or what you plan to do with me. Lost in a fog of questions, time passed by meaninglessly to an end of regrets. Curse it all! I slammed the desk as hard as I could. The blow shifted a card that fluttered to the floor. A familiar set of numbers caught my eye as it floated down. Is that... Oh, so he didn't notice that was inside the envelope. That's what I thought. I'm like, she made a special card for him, and then it's like, no, it's the same one. And I was like, huh, weird. A series of numbers had been written on the back of Spacey's card. It's the Ottendorf cipher. If it was a message from her, there was only one candidate for the code book. I flipped open the book haphazardly. I'd kept it close at hand ever since Spacey left. Letter by letter, I deciphered the code. 21, 5, 11, 35, 6, 1. Goodbye. Oh, that's it? Bitch, what the fuck? When I finally decoded her entire message, tears I couldn't withhold spilled from my eyes, blurring the characters on the card. Are we? I think we're still in him. The day of the wedding arrived. The ceremony was quiet, for affiliates of the 5 houses were the only guests. As a matter of course, the invited guests were unable to conceal their shock. I still have a hard time believing this. To think Al would marry her. There weren't any signs of it at all, right? I've heard they met each other in secret, but... I should have noticed.
Well, the relationship of a man and woman is always opaque from the outside. Personally, I just find it regrettable that a fair lady has become someone else's.
Right? It's such a shame. I wanted that girl to be a servant at our place forever. Lord Alfred's so very mean.
Not now, Lily. This is a day to celebrate, so let's give our blessing. You can call on her just as frequently as the Lady Cresswell.
You're right. I shall invite her to a tea party as soon as I find the chance. Oh, speaking of which, Lord Ascot, where's Her Majesty? I heard she'd attend today's ceremony in a letter.
About that, Lady Lily. It's most unfortunate, but the Queen's feeling unwell and is unable to attend. Today, I'm her representative.
Goodness me, I see. I'm a little worried.
Yeah, I don't see Lord Lucas anywhere either. Okay, then do we flip back? I don't remember flipping back.
Well, he's always been the unsociable one. Perhaps he avoids even these occasions.
Yeah, why would he want to see the woman he loves marrying Alfred? Okay, that was just generic. Okay. Today was the day I'd marry Alfred.
As the ceremony proceeded, matter-of-factly, I regarded the man who would become my husband, but there wasn't as much of a ripple in my heart. Oh, the members of the 5 houses were our wedding witnesses, but I couldn't find Lucas among them. Relief and misery stained my heart. I didn't want him to see me as someone else's bride. But oh, please, I wanted to see him one more. Just once. Once more, just once, sorry. Oh, look at Alfred in his beautiful finery. The ceremony ended and we moved outside. Though the attendees never dropped their perplexed expressions, they gave us their blessings and showered us with petals. And then I saw him. From the corner of my eye, he was just beyond the cluster of guests. Lucas. The moment I laid eyes on him, I blinked, sending a single tear rolling down my cheek. His cheeks were stained wet, too. My message must have gotten through to him. His lips moved. They formed the words, "Come to my side, Spacey." Oh, that hurts! I wanted to move. I wanted to sprint to him right this moment. But Alfred, who'd also noticed Lucas, quietly hugged my shoulder. The weight of his arms snapped me out of it. I'd already passed the point of no return. Yes, I mustn't regret what I did. The world does not revolve around me. I'm in no way the tragic heroine. Yes, you are! Eventually, he must have realized I wasn't coming. He pulled his lips into a wistful, resigned smile, but as he turned away, there was something resolute about his gait. As I watched his retreating form, I whispered the last message I'd given him. Goodbye, my beloved Robin. Oh, it wasn't just goodbye, there was more to it. Oh. With this, I would never see him again as Riley's sister. Simple, undecorated Spacey. Or at least that was how it should have been. There was no reason to believe otherwise. Oh shit, that ain't the end.
Spacey, John has something to discuss regarding the exhibit. Seriously? You're here again?
Well, if it isn't the esteemed Lord Alfred. Of course I'm here. I said I'd help you fellows, your fellows. I intend to participate zealously. I'm sorry, do we get our husband and our boyfriend too? I'm here for this. This is even, it was like, oh, this is so sad. I mean, it's not bad because we get to marry Alfred, but she's not in love with Alfred. Wait. We get our cake and we get to eat it. Hell yeah.
Are you even listening to your... This was the one thing I never predicted. To think you'd throw a reservation out the window.
Honestly, I never expected this either. A few days after the wedding, Lucas had come knocking at the Cresswell estate, demanding to help as an anti-royalist as well. Of course, Alfred had no cause to decline an order from a 5 Houses member. Lucas's flame would be extremely useful. And then, before we knew it, Lucas was frequenting the Cresswell estate and enjoying tea sessions with me during his visits. Yeah, so he's just like gonna worm his way in and, you know, you're like, Alfred's not gonna get, he's like, just don't get caught. Don't let anyone see you fucking Lucas, is all I'm saying. Spacey, I've brought some tasty sweets with me today. You want to share them? But you just treated me to some the other day. If I overindulge myself, I'll grow fat. And that's a problem. Bitch. Just kidding. You're actually too thin. No one would grumble and nag you about such a little thing. Oh, I suppose that man there seems the type. You should toss away a petty man like him. If it were me, I'd always think you're beautiful. As long as you're still you. Oh. Recently, Lucas had stopped hiding his affection. He hit me with words of love that were so direct that I'd be stunned silent. You've gotten better at flattery. Alfred's standing right there, which I love. It's not flattery. I've just stopped hiding my real thoughts. Nothing matters to me now, even if you hate me. Now my one wish is to snatch you back. Shame and reputation are just words. You're my everything. That's all. But there's a duty I have to accomplish. I know. It's not like I'm done atoning either. But please at least believe that my feelings for you are genuine. He spoke passionately, and it flustered me. I didn't know what to do. That was when Alfred, looking appalled, cut into our conversation. Oh my God. this is the best fucking CG in the game. I was wondering, guys. I was seriously wondering. I was like, so now we're having a fight, and like Lucas is here, and I'm like, are we gonna get a CG with the two of them? I should have said it like a minute ago when I was thinking it, like in the midst of Lucas's like fawning over us and bringing us. I was like, are we getting a CG with the two of them? Because that can't be it, right? Oh, this is the best CG in the game. Are we gonna have another one where we're like in between two hot men? Can we get one between Alfred and Ascot? Can I be in between that sandwich? Because I'm here for that. I'm here for that kind of energy. Okay. Listen, even Edward and Ascot, because listen, you know I'm here for Ascot because of Jun Fukuyama, but Edward, sweetie, Kasuga, fucking Azul, you voice both of those characters. I can't even speak. I'm okay with that. I'm just going to imagine Azul there the whole fucking time. Like, listen, my precious Kasuga, seriously? That's it. That's all I need. That's fine. That works too. Don't put Linus in the middle of it because, like, that is just not as good because, like, listen, I'm sure Linus is a fine character and his route's probably going to be great, and we're going to get a lot of info, but he's so babyface, so I'm not into him like that. But the other ones, abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. John somewhere? John should have been in the background with a look on his face like, because didn't he come here? Alfred's like, John's here with, what the fuck are you doing? And now they're fighting over me, and fuck.
Lucas, I appreciate your cooperation, but I've had enough. I'd like you to cease your brazen advances on my wife.
Don't speak nonsense. I'm cultivating a good relationship with the symbol of our faction, as an ally of the anti-royalists. Not to mention, you pulled the wife card, but it's only a contract to you. After overthrowing the queen, I'm sure there'll be no problems with her leaving you to be with me. What?
Don't assume things arbitrarily. Whatever you claim, I'm not one to sit back and watch as someone lures my comrade down a wicked path.
I think this to me feels like Alfred's like, yeah, my wife, you're just using her as a figurehead, and he's like, that was originally, but I'm kind of into her now. I'm okay with this. I'm just gonna pretend. I get why this is not a bad ending. This is bad? Okay, it's not the best for Lucas personally, but for us, it's amazing. Oh, I see. From a bystander's perspective, it might seem like I'm irresponsibly losing sight of my duty due to infatuation.
And most of all, though it may be a marriage of convenience, I'm not keen on someone taking passes at who is, by law, my wife.
Oh, the mood seems a little different from what I expected.
Furthermore, once all is done, I'm wholeheartedly willing to die by her blade. No one should rudely hinder me from reaching that day.
I'm sorry, but if you're willing to die by my blade, you're kind of into me a little bit more, because this is like, I mean, I'm just saying, there's got to be some kind of affection there for you being willing to let me stab you. And I'm just saying, then Alfred dies, and I kill him. And then my husband, oh no, it was accidental death. He didn't know he was allergic to shellfish, and he ate all that crab. And then we marry Lucas, and then... Yeah. I don't want to stab Alfred, though, so I'm just saying, can I just have my husband and my boy on the side? The nerve you have to use your quest for revenge as an excuse. How about you be honest for once? Just admit that you actually fancy Spacey. Without thinking, I whipped my head and stared at Lucas incredulously. What absurdities was he spouting? Alfred would never see me that way. I mean...
In time, I will tell her directly. There's no room for you, an outsider, to interfere. Have I made myself clear, Lord Lucas?
Oh, so Alfred is into us. I mean, again, you're not going to let just any bitch stab you. Whether there's room for me isn't up to you. I won't know unless I ask Spacey. Right, Lord Alfred. Could someone tell me what's going on? I love how she's like, what? I love it. Was I alone, unable to comprehend the battle unraveling before me? My jaw agape, Alfred took my hand in his.
It's undeniable that a relationship is a fleeting thing. Nevertheless, don't forget that you are, at present, my wife, Spacey.
I won't. Lucas, however, wasn't daunted by those words at all. He grasped my other hand and whispered into my ear,
I will steal you away one day. I promise. Because Robin Hood doesn't give up.
Chuckling slightly, he tenderly pressed his lips against my earlobe. It may have been a trick of the wind, but I felt like I heard the exasperated chirping of a robin ringing out somewhere. I mean...
僕がお前をあいつに取られて、あっさり引き下がると思っていたんだろう。だが、残念だったな。僕はお前を諦めるなんて殊勝なことは言わないぞ。すべて片付いたなら絶対にお前を僕の元へ取り戻してみせる。あんな奴に渡してたまるか。
I love how he says it all possessively. How ridiculously sexy. You know what? I absolutely agree. Not a bad ending. I don't know how you qualify that as a bad ending. Okay. Jesus. That might be the best ending in the game. That was exactly the best CG so far. Hi, bird. Okay, so... No, scrapbook is what we want. Movie? Oh, that's probably just... Okay, so we already did that one. It's this one. Reminiscing on halcyon days. Halcyon days? Halcyon days? I don't know. Okay.
I'm exhausted. Tossing my cloak away, I flopped onto my bed. 5 houses conferences daily. Can't relax. As soon as we've decided on something, we have to change it to suit the sovereign's whims. We prepared documents, laid groundwork, made appointments and contracts, over and over. And though I did my admittedly bare minimum share, but my share nonetheless, Alfred's nagging exponentially increased. Damn it. Remembering only tires me more.
Who's saying now the reason you're tired isn't that?
Shut up.
It's about your friend that you murdered and...
I said shut up!
I'm assuming it's one of his brothers.
The lingering obsession sneered with derision, poking fun at me. Irked, I hurled the papers within my reach at them.
Boo! Boo! You nuisance, you! No one wants you, Lucas!
After jeering, they seemed to be more or less satisfied and vanished. Though temporary, their absence made space for peace and quiet. I won't hear the end of it if I leave these. Scattering papers, picking them up. It was the most laughable exercise. I really did almost laugh until I read the words, Blue Robin.
My sister also loves robins.
A voice from the past echoed in my mind, and my consciousness was dragged to the past. Boarding school, I was always alone. Everyone treated me like a freak, which suited me and my desire for quiet just fine. Except...
Luca, you're still here? Huh? Are you asleep?
If you think I'm asleep, leave me alone. Riley Randolph was the kind of shameless guy who refused to leave. He plopped next to me.
Alrighty.
Wouldn't most people give up and go elsewhere?
Haha, but you're actually awake. There's something I'm dying to tell you, you see, so I was looking for you.
I'm not interested. I replied bluntly, but I knew better than anyone about how stubborn this guy was. My fatigue depends on what topic he chooses. Typically, Riley only blabbered about 2 things. One actually involved me, albeit involuntarily, so I didn't mind it.
My little sister is seriously adorable. Oh, seriously adorable. I'm just saying, if Riley wasn't dead, we'd have a brother fucking route, okay, is all I'm saying. Like, he is too obsessed with us to not be that guy who grows up trying to fuck his sister. Like, fight me, guys. Okay? Like,
alas, it was the other one I didn't care about. Whatever you have to say, I've already heard it 1,000 times. Going to sleep. Bye.
It's one thing to be a little kid and be like, my little sister's adorable or whatever, but at his age, talking about his adorable little, oh, she's so great and wonderful. Who the fuck talks about their sibling that way? I'm just saying, it's fucking weird. is weird. The game is like, I'm just saying right here. I mean, I think they know what they're doing. They're not like trying to annoy Lucas. They're trying to make you go, if Riley weren't dead, we'd be fucking her brother, right? We'd have that route where like something happened and we'd find Riley and then we'd be all magically in love with him and okay. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I am just saying. They would be that game. It would turn into that game. Just at least what's so cute about her. Look, in the letter she sent me. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, I miss my family. Look at the letter my sister sent me. Look, she drew this. Isn't that cute? And you're talking like that, but it's like, it's just the way they write his lines are a little like, sir, are you okay? I don't think you okay. Listen to people. Don't ignore me. She drew this. Isn't she a genius? I mean, see, that's fine. It's like, look at the letters from my family. But he never talks about anybody else. It's just obsessed with us. It's a little weird. Ugh. Half in resignation, I accepted the paper he thrust in front of my eyes. This is a robin. That's right. Look at the colors she used. It's terrific. She created such vivid blue. My sister also loves robins. Huh. It's true the way she produced the color is beautiful, but the anatomy has childlike clumsiness. She's no prodigy. When he heard my reply, Riley fell silent as if struck by lightning. Then he gingerly set his sister's art on the bench. Yeah, he's like, she's the best artist ever. He didn't forget to meticulously put down a paperweight so the wind wouldn't carry it away. Then he turned to me and spoke gravely. Listen well, Lucas Sullivan. Don't call me by my full name. It's creepy, especially when you're about to talk about your sister. Luca, my dear friend, I've always thought that I ought to give you a proper lecture on the matter at least once. You must know about the cuteness of my Princess Spacey, top in the world. This is the kind of shit. I know that you're going to be like, well, I mean, he's trying to set it up so that Lucas will fall in love with you later. But no. This is the kind of conversations that boys don't have about their little sisters. It's weird. Ignorance is bliss. I have no plans on seeing her in the future either, so no thanks. Sheesh, don't say that. Come on, hear me out. We must begin with her face and all of its expressions. Her happy smile, her tears like pearls, her cherubic peaceful slumbers. This is too much detail that you know about your sister. This is not later in life where you're like, maybe my friend and my sister, and you're trying to like, she's single, she knows how to sew or some shit, where you're trying to sell your sister to your friend. I'm a child. You're not trying to set up that romantic relationship here. You're not trying to like, sell me for a cow and a plot of land or some shit here. Okay, you're not trying to set this up. So you are just talking about me and it's just, what the fuck? He's a sister fucker. That's what he would be. No lie. Right now, she's adorable, and she's precious, and she's wonderful. She's my little son. And then all of a sudden, we'd be all grown up, and he'd be like, hey, sup, girl? And it'd be that game. That's so wrong. Even a real fae would shy before her charms. Riley, I'm like 10. I don't know if this is right before everybody died. I was 11 when they died, but still, what the fuck, dude? Riley balled his hands into his fists, passionately trying to persuade me. I was unimpressed. Yeah, as most people would be. Also, they'd be like dialing 911 right now, or the FBI. I don't think you have those in your timeline, but Jesus. You and I are both real fae, mind you. Yet neither I nor the Randolph siblings were pure fae. The otherworldly aura natural to fae was non-existent after so many generations. Consider my comparison conceptual, not literal. Still, her cuteness doesn't stop there. Her heart shines above all else. Hold on. Isn't your sister still 3 or 4? She's barely formed a personality. This makes it even worse! I mean, okay. Lucas is what, 29? So he's 10 years older than us? Because we're 19? Right? So, okay. So, We're like 3 or 4. So they're like 13 or 14. Okay. If you were you're a toddler and your brother's like 6, 8, whatever, you'd be like, oh, my little sister, she's really cute. And like, what? I can understand that because little kids. But you're a teenager now, and this is fucking work. And that's like, it's one thing to be like, no, man, I like taking care of my little sister and it's fun. Oh, no, she's really, if people ask. But the fact that you were out there blatantly like offering, it's a little bizarre. It's just a little weird. It's a little too much, Riley. It's a little too fucking much. It's one thing to love your family. It's another thing to love your family, Riley. What fucking, I don't know what, man. Maybe that's how we keep the fae in the family. Listen, I don't know what these people are doing. Like, we're nobility, so, and in the time period we live, okay, they were marrying cousins and shit, but I don't know if they were boning their siblings, but I guess, this is just what the fuck. This is why this part's going on forever. I can't handle, like, his shit. Next up, I reclined fully onto the backrest, giving up the fight. He could do as he pleased. An hour had already trudged by since the praise machine had begun its tirade. The day was getting dark around us. That and you're going on for an hour? Jesus Christ, no, there's a problem here. Huh, I didn't realize it was this late. He'd finally calmed down enough to notice. If we don't go back to the dorm soon, we'll miss dinner. What, if you finally No, I take that back. You always have screws loose. Riley wasn't mad at my scathing words. Instead, he grinned merrily. Nah, I was just picturing what would happen if you and her met one day. She's probably going to be mad at how you talk, but she excels at seeing people's true natures. I'm sure you'll get along. I don't need to get along with her. I don't even plan to meet her. That won't do. I already told her that I'll introduce you to one day. He brought me up one-sidedly somewhere without my knowledge. I felt a little restless to hear it. Oh, I know she's adorable, yes, but I won't ever hand her over to you, okay? We know that, right? See? But then right here, Riley's not like, I think you should meet one day, like, maybe you could get, like, no, he's like, she's never gonna be yours, though, she's mine. Riley, what the fuck? Huh? Excuse me, no one has said anything remotely like that. I'm not interested in your runt. It won't happen, ever. Ever. Excuse you, I can't let that slide. My sister's so cute it renders people speechless. Only you. Says the guy who's going on and on about her until now. Contradictory much? Riley grimaced. Leaving him to one side, I sighed and turned back. I suppose I don't mind if you insist. Haha, yeah, I'm sure it'll happen. Maybe. More importantly, as we mentioned, time to head back. Side by side, Riley and I walked home. These were the days that I could never return to. I'm not sure you want to. It sounds like obnoxious. Like a mess of happy and painful memories from back then surfaced, but I choked them down. Gazing at the robin on the paper I held, I suddenly crumpled it up and threw it away, taking out my emotions on it. I'm doing nothing but satisfying my own ego. The real Robin is already dead. Shutting my eyes slowly, I fantasized about the day I'd become a pure fae and be released from these sentiments. If my ears weren't playing tricks on me, I heard that guy's laughter in the distance. Aww. It was kind of cute seeing their little back and forth, but it is a little weird how Riley is obsessed with his fucking count your sins, don't forget Elbeek. You know what's interesting? Oh, okay. So when Alfred's in it, it covers up the little purple, like, pansies or whatever. Lucas covers up the Who Killed Cock Robin. Count your sins. Don't forget Elbeek. There's somebody with the flowery pattern. There's a bird. And I don't know if the bird one counts or that's just a stamp on the side. And, like, obviously in the film strip, they show you the pictures of who's involved in the scene. So, like, I feel like the bluebell's probably Edward. Interesting. Who's Count Your Sins? Who's Don't Forget Elbeek? Who's the other one with the little mandala pattern? You know what I mean? Interesting. Okay. Gallery. Let's go back to Lucas. And let's see our last ones. So it was this one. Oh, God, don't. Okay. Close guide. Okay. It was this one. This is the one we got it last time. Oh, it's so painful. It's sad. And this is the one we got this time. This has to be the one we end on. What the fuck? Sorry, Lucas. I mean, to be fair, like, Lucas looks good in this one too, but holy shit. Oh my God. Like, this is good. Okay. Yeah. The one thing, and I don't know if we did it during Alfred's route, but like, I think about this sometimes, that we should always look and see, like, I'm curious about Atome Kitten's thoughts. I don't know if we went back for Alfred, so this part will be a little bit longer. We'll go back to Alfred. Workaholic, hot and 30. Yes. So she says you want to start him first. Okay, yeah, the tension in the Queen Sentence. Okay. You may or may not find this right a drag because of the political plot here, but personally, she quite liked it, and that's coming from someone who usually hates political palaveres and Tome games. Yeah, I kind of get that. Like, I hate politics 100%. Everything about it's awful. But I didn't mind it in Alfred's route, and Alfred's hot, so... probably because she enjoyed the romance and back and forth between Alfred and... Spacey! Yeah. Alfred's extremely pragmatic and logical in everything he does, and he stays consistent in this throughout the game. Yeah, so... Yeah. And then spoilers. The high spot of this route was definitely how likable she is as an MC, yes. She comes across as rather snappish or brisk toward her love interest. She still has her fiery moments in other routes, but she really embodies being rough around the edges with Alfred. She loved how the main character whacks Alfred to sleep because the dude says, that scene was actually funny. No, I got you there. That's hilarious. Yes. Bonding moments between her and the other girls, Evelyn and Charlotte. That's true. There was a lot more bonding with Evelyn and Charlotte in Alfred's route. So, I do like that one. Sundari, best boy. She likes Lucas a lot. So, freaking love this route. Floored by how this one even surpassed my expectations. I mean, I think Lucas's route was really great too. The romance was stinking good, yes. So he's a really endearing character. He's always thinking of her best interests. Yes, actually. I love it. His Astray ending was also one of my favorite endings in this game for reasons. For reasons. I agree. We're here. I agree. And then this is in the spoilers. He's such an amazing love interest. The route itself was also pretty good, albeit predictable, but enjoyable. I love the little story nuance where each of the servants at the Bernstein mansion were dispatched to the Sullivan one by one, only to come back either fired or personally quit. Poor little Charlotte. And also, like, how Evelyn and Charlotte described Lucas as some sort of deranged weirdo who yells and throws things at the wall and is lonesome. Like a wild piece of work. Yeah. But then now that you know it, it's heartbreaking. That's true. Her being different with Lucas, the murder of her family, the burning of her village. The only key difference is Lucas was unconsciously manipulated by the queen while Alfred was fully aware. Okay. It makes sense that she was more lenient toward Lucas, who was essentially a puppet during the Elpeak disaster, while Alfred, though forced to participate, still had a choice. Okay, so she thinks that this route is probably one of the best romances in the game. Little gestures of love, like Lucas giving her hand cream because he feels guilty about the housework she has to do, or giving her leeway and free time under the guise of instructing her to only do certain chores during the day. That's true. Or making tea for his flighty visitors where he doesn't really have any, only to her to stand in and drink the tea with him. Like, yes. Like, it's hilarious how she caught on to his little bullshit early on, but decides to go with the flow anyway because she enjoys his company. I mean, I do agree with that. The romance and everything and the little acts of kindness and those shy awkwardnesses of his were actually really cute, and I think they were done well, so I agree with that. I love his bad ending where he becomes a bit OOC and takes on the role of being a Prose's wannabe lover while she's married to Alfred. Definitely clicked all my guilty pleasure 3P boxes. Like, what the heck? Yes, please. Yes, I mean, the paint splatters on his sprite hands was such a nice detail. I didn't notice that. He has paint splatters on his hands first. Oh, actually, do you see that on his hand in the CG? Like, or is that just like the lighting? And now I'm imagining, but you see the yellow and the green? So, but I never noticed that he had paint splatters on his sprite. Okay, we're gonna have to look for that. But anyway, we're not gonna read anything else because we don't want to spoil. Although for Linus, because he's next Sunshine Boy, and then she's got ... and then the little eyeballs. Not a Genki. And then my actual stance on Linus, when you click it, it's a Venn diagram. Being an asshole, being a soft and cuddly fluff, and then Linus is in the middle. So that's intriguing. Anyway, I'm not going to read about him at all because I don't want to even read the synopsis of his route. The only thing I usually ever read is her little bullet points, like after them, and maybe what she puts in the little gray box, which is just general for their route. Like, he's the next head of House Ward, descendants of the Ku Sith, blah, blah, blah. Like, so it's just a generic overview. And then she kind of goes into non-spoiler thoughts of the route, and then she's got a spoiler tag. I don't even like to read the non-spoiler parts of the route just because, I want to go into it kind of like blind and whatnot. But at any rate, that is it. We will be doing Linus next. So, yeah. And I think, make sure to play okay, because I think we can skip the shard. The shard exploration, we never made a save. I'm trying to look. Did we create a save file one before we choose their... I guess we did. I don't think... I thought there was some point when we were in Lucas's route, right? I'm trying to think of it. I'm not going to know. And by the time you guys, if you tell me, yes, it was here, I'm not going to... it's going to be we'll be halfway through Linus's route probably at that point. But I thought there was a point where there were different characters where you do select first shard. This is See the Truth. Because the save file 1 is right before, which I don't know if I made before. I know we made it, I think, during Alfred, but it did say to do the choices, skip it at least once after your first route, during your second or third. So we did it during Lucas. We skipped through the whole thing. But I thought there was another point where you could talk to a specific person. You know what I mean? But I don't see it in Linus's route. A prologue, there's no choices. There's a shard search, garden, dining hall, explore all the remaining areas. Okay. That's the shard search. Then you go to I think it's Common Route Chapter 2. That's where it is, where you have a choice of where to go. That must be what it is, I think. That's where we should make a save. Because, yes, we go to the library and you meet Lucas. If you go in Linus's, you go to the garden. Okay, we should make a save there. So I'll try to remember that. So we'll make a save there, and then we just have to skip through a shard search or whatever. Or what we can do, we'll skip through Linus's route. We'll do the whole skipping through again. Make a save there so we can go to the garden, talk to him, and then make our common route save to choose our person who's going to dance with us at the ball or whatever. This way, when we go to our next route, we don't have to, I guess maybe we'll just... Well, we can skip to next choice. You know, it's not too much skipping. It's fine. It's just you miss if you don't go to that section, you miss that little scene with them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a bummer. And I guess for Edward, Ascot, and John, there are other route, like unique dialogue choices for them. So anyway, we'll just do all the standard skipping again instead of starting a common route save file just because I don't want to mess it up. But anyway, this has been fun. We'll be in Linus's next. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.